Hey everyone, so we are moving on to a new chapter. We are moving into Unit 3, which is Scientific Measurement. Okay, real basics maths of science. Okay, you're going to be dealing with a lot of numbers. This chapter, it's a lot of math. It's one of our harder, more early chapters, so make sure you pay attention, make sure you're asking questions. Make sure you're reaching out to me for tutoring because there are a lot of instances where we could get stuck here. Okay, so please reach out. So, what we are doing for this one in chemistry, we typically use the metric system. Okay, so in America we use feet, we use inches, and that's stuff in base 12. Okay, there's like 12 inches in a foot. So in the metric system we use base 10. So in 1 meter there are 10 decimeters. Okay, instead of 1 foot equaling 12 inches. It just makes more sense to use base 10. I think us and only one other country uses our system, which I think is called the empirical system. I'm not positive, but metric system is the way to go. It's how they use it in most of science. So we're going to get really familiar with it. So the first thing we have to be familiar with is the metric scale. Okay, the metric scale is just how we transfer between metric units. So it's going from like meters to kilometers, or kilometers to millimeters, or grams to kilograms. Okay, so our metric scale is divided up into 7 boxes. Okay, 7 boxes, and right in the middle is our base scales. Okay, it's our base unit, and our base units are grams. Okay, grams measure things like your weight. It measures mass, how many atoms there are. We have liters, which measures volume. Okay, when you have a 2 liter of soda, that's the volume of the bottle. And then we have meters. Okay, meters is distance, how far away things are. And what you'll have is you'll have kilometers, hectometers, okay, or hectograms. You'll have decagrams or decaliters, decameters. Okay, then we go to deci, we go to centi, which are the smaller ones, and then milli, which is the smallest. So this is our scale that we will use. Ones you don't have to worry about that you never see in the metric system. We don't have to worry about hecto. You'll never see hectometers or decameters or decaliters or anything like that. And we don't deal with deci too often. Okay, so we're only focusing on kilo, base, centi, and milli. If you have trouble remembering this because you don't know the order of these, there's a saying, and it goes, kids hate dogs because dogs can't meow. Okay, so that's how I remember it. Kids hate dogs because dogs can't meow. It's totally not true. Okay, but it's a good way for me to remember. Another one I've heard is King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. That's fine. If you want to come up with your own saying, go for it. That's fine by me. Okay, so let's do an example of this. All right, so let's go from 4 kilometers to meters. Okay, 4 kilometers to meters. And let me explain these symbols a little bit. So here's what you'll see a lot. You might see something like kilometers. You won't see this, but I just want to write down hectometers, decameters, meters, centimeters, decimeters. Let me switch those, and millimeters. Okay. So the second letter is always the base format. Okay, it's always what we're measuring. So in meters in this case. You'll also see this with grams, like kilograms, hectograms, decagrams, grams, decigrams, centigrams, and milligrams. Okay, that second letter is always just what we're measuring. We're either measuring distance with meters, we're either measuring mass with grams, or we're measuring volume with liters. Okay, so that second letter is always what we're weighing, and the first letter is always that metric prefix that we're using. Okay, so just to make sure, we are going from kilometers to meters. So what we have to do is we have to figure out where we're starting. Well, we start with what we're given, and what they give us is 4 kilometers. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting in this box over here, okay? And where do we have to end up? Well, this is meters, and where does meters reside? It resides in the base box. So in order to get from kilometers to base, we would have to do 1, 2, 3 jumps to the right. Well, what is going to be moving 3 jumps to the right? That is going to be our decimal, okay? If I were to write out 4, okay, there's no decimal there, but where is it inferred that's going to be? Okay, it's going to be right there, right? So remember, I did 1, 2, 3 jumps to the right, so I'm going to move my decimal 3 jumps to the right. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And in those spaces, I'm going to fill in with zeros. So now I no longer have 4, I have 4,000. So that means that I have 4,000 meters in 4 kilometers, okay? So that's all it is, just moving that decimal to the right or to the left. Okay, let's do another example. And also, just to let you know, if I had 4 kilograms to grams, right? It's the same thing. It's just in grams now. It's a different unit of measurement. We're not measuring meters anymore. We're measuring mass. So again, kilograms and grams, we're still going 1, 2, 3 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, it'd still be 4,000 grams. Okay, same with liters. Okay, so again, it doesn't really matter what we're measuring. It just matters what the first letter is. Okay, that tells us what box we're in. So let's do another one. Let's go from 1,000 milligrams, and we want to go to grams. 1,000 milligrams, and we want to go to grams. Let me erase my check mark and my little jumps. So we're starting new. Okay. So again, I start with what I'm given, which is 1,000 grams, or 1,000 milligrams, sorry. So we're starting in the milli box, okay? And I'm trying to get to grams, which is in our base. So in order to get from milli to grams, start with milligrams, I go 1, 2, 3 to the left, okay? So if we were to look at 1,000, the decimal is right here. And remember, we did 3 jumps to the left, so our decimal is going to go 1, 2, 3 jumps to the left, meaning we have now the number 1. So there is 1 gram in 1,000 milligrams. Let's do another. Let's go from okay. Let me erase our jumps. Feel free to try this on your own. Okay, we are now going from grams to kilograms. Okay, so now we're starting at the base, and we are trying to go to kilograms. So in order to go from grams to base, we go 1, 2, 3 to the left. Okay, so I take 109, the decimal's right here, and now I move it 3 jumps to the left. 1, 2, 3. So now it's 0.109 kilograms. All right. let's do another example real quick. Let's just say we're going from 10 centimeters to millimeters. That mm kind of throws people off because they're the same, so some people kind of get confused. Just millimeters, okay? So we start with what we're given, 10 centimeters. We're starting here. We're going to millimeters, so all we're doing is one jump to the right. Okay, so that's pretty easy. With 10 centimeters, our decimals here. One jump to the right means we now have 100 millimeters, right? 100 millimeters. And 10 centimeters. Okay, so let's do one more tricky example, and then I have just a couple more questions and I'm done, I promise. So I have a box here, and you're either going to put the greater than, less than, or equal to sign. Okay, which one is bigger, 56 centimeters or 60 meters? Okay, well, all we gotta do here is we gotta get these guys to the same unit so that we can compare them. All right, let's go ahead and let's get centimeters to meters. That's something we haven't done yet. Let's get these both the same units. Since this guy is already in meters, let's change this guy to meters. So in order to get centimeters to meters, we gotta do 2 jumps to the left. Let's go 1, 2 jumps to the left. Okay, so now our 56 centimeters becomes 0.56 meters, and this is a no-brainer, right? This 60 meters is bigger, so we should have chose the less than symbol. 0.56 meters is less than 60 meters. Okay, just one more thing. I just want you to know your labels for a couple of these words. We have kilograms. We have meter. We have gram. Okay. We have milliliter. We have millimeter. And I'll give you one more. I will give you centimeter. And what I want you to do is write the symbols for each of these little guys over here, okay, these labels for them. So pause it, feel free to do this on your own, but I'm going to get going, okay? Kilograms, right? I know grams is G, and kilo is lowercase k, kilograms, okay? Meter, that's just my base unit. It doesn't have kilo, centi, or milli in it, so it's just going to be meter. Gram, that's just my base unit as well. It doesn't have a kilo, centi, or milli in front of it, so it's just regular G. Okay, milliliter. Okay, this is different. We haven't had an example like this, right? Liter is usually capital L, and milli is M, so it's ml. You could do M capital L or M lowercase l. I've seen both, so either one is fine with me. Millimeter, right? Milli is M, meter is also lowercase m, so that's millimeter. Centimeter, centi is C, meter is M. Okay, so make sure you know those symbols when they're coming at you. Okay, that's it on metric conversions. Have a great day.